Well, we were doing a tour in England and Europe, all over Europe, and we were in England, and we were to play Wembley. And we went to a rehearsal about 10 o'clock in the morning. By the time we got back to the hotel, there was no food, nothing to eat. And we asked around, and Jim Ed and I were starved to death. And somebody said, well, on the second floor, they have some snacks. So Jim Ed and I went up to the second floor, and really it was a bar where people were drinking, but they had a big table there full of cheese and crackers and a little fruit. So I started gathering my plate and putting cheese on there, and I picked up one, and of course I'd smell it before I put it in my plate. I picked up this one, it was Limburger, and I just laid it right back down. Limburger cheese, I don't like that. And Jim Ed we were in the middle of a story, he was talking, and he wasn't paying any attention. He picked that Limburger up and put it on his plate. And I thought, well, some people do like it. So we went over and sat down at our table, and I was eating my cheese, and it was wrapped, had wrappers on it. I unwrapped mine, I took a bite of it. Jim Ed unwrapped his and took a big mouthful of it and went silent. He went totally silent, and he had his mouth full of something that he really didn't want in there. And the first thing he did was blamed it on me. He looked at me and he said, "You SOB." And he really didn't know what to do with it. So eventually he spit it out. And I said, well, let's try something here. I took that Limburger and I rubbed it around the back of my cushion where I was sitting, put it all in there. I said, now let's move over here. So Jim Ed and I moved across from there. And people would come and sit down in that chair, and they'd sit there for about 10 seconds, and they'd start going, and move. We watched about 10 people sit in that chair and move until we couldn't take it no more, so finally we left. That's my Jim Ed Brown story. The day he had his mouth full of something.
There's a little more to that.
No, there isn't. That's all there is.
There's a little more to that. Bobby got some more of that stuff and put it in his pocket. And he took it up to my room and put it under the head of my bed, under the mattress. And we were staying there. You weren't going to tell that, were you? We were staying in that hotel for about a week. And let me tell you something. By the time, did it ever get right? Woo! I finally had to move, and I don't know that they ever found out what was causing that smell in that room.
Well, we knew.